called Tejas. We used to chant an invocation at the beginning of every class. It's a word from this invocation that always really stuck out to me. And it means luminosity or brilliance. And it's one of the fruits of the practice of yoga. And so especially this month, I invite you to kind of, before coming into class, go to the bathroom, or there's like a mirror outside the bathrooms, and like take a look at yourself in the mirror, look yourself in the eye, be sweet to yourself and your reflection. And then after class, look in the mirror again and look yourself in the eye, and you will see like a light, a sparkle that comes out. And we can sit up here, even like when you let your eyes softly open, you'll even like see the light, the aura that surrounds someone after a practice. So look for the light that emanates as a result of your practices of yoga. It's Leo season, and Leo inspires us to just shine our brightest and be our most brilliant. And that's what we're gonna work on this month, really standing in and on and from the indwelling light of the heart. And the more we tap into this indwelling intrinsic light, truly the brighter and lighter we become. So even if you didn't look in the mirror before a class, do take a moment, if you don't have to like jet out of here, to just catch a glimpse of your light after class. And I kid you not, there will be a sparkle. So here we go. Take as comfortable a seat as humanly possible for you in this moment. Everything that I offer to you in our practice today is an invitation, not an obligation, so please feel free to take it or leave it as suits you. This is your practice. And as you arrive and settle, you can allow the eyes to soften and close. A gesture of turning inward, a gesture of turning into darkness in order to see more clearly. The path of yoga is the path of the engaged heart. And the physical practice of yoga is in service, first and foremost, to the breath, whose currents naturally lead us into the indwelling light of the heart. Feel your connection to the earth, your seat, your ground of being. Look for the breath and allow the breath to naturally deepen and expand. Feel the sensation of the breath as it flows in through the nose. Feel the belly and chest expand. And feel the sensation of the breath as it flows out through the nose and the inner body contracts, the outer body softens. With the inhale, the inner body expands, the outer body lifts. And with the exhale, the inner body softens, the outer body drapes itself over the inner body. The physical practice is an opportunity to align ourselves, engage ourselves, and stretch ourselves through aligned engagement in order to enhance and optimize our capacity for breath, for energy, for life, and in turn deepen our awareness of and connection to the indwelling light of the heart. And the more we seek this channel of energy, the greater the capacity of the heart to cast light, to emanate light. Take an opportunity to set an intention for yourself to shine your brightest, to be your most brilliant, brave, and bold self in the spirit of Leo season. What does that mean to you? How do you cultivate this through a practice of yoga? We'll embody the quest today as we bring the hands together before the heart in Anjali Mudra, a gesture of sincere self-reverence that recognizes and honors the indwelling light of the heart, and that places this aspect of ourselves before us as a guide for the time we spend together. And we'll set the tone for the practice today by sharing the voices of our hearts, the sound of our hearts, and the sound of an Om. You can feel free to join in the sound or let it wash over you. Deep breath in. Om. Bow to your heart, the indwelling light, always present, intrinsically peaceful, utterly powerful, and luminous. Keeping that connection inward, unwavering, release the hands, blink open the eyes. So the tejas, the luminosity, the brilliance, is the result of the tapas of our practice, which is like the heat and the effort that we pour into the practice in order to cultivate stamina and endurance. The sort of byproduct is this luminosity. We'll come onto all fours to start in a tabletop position. You can bring your hands to the top corners of your mat. Hello. Find your breath. And just begin by linking breath and movement. We'll bring you your stuff. Yeah. In the ways that feel good, I recommend exhaling to round your back and inhaling to arch. Follow the sound of your breath. So the breath slightly precedes the movements. And as you dial into the breath and dial the breath into the body, notice what you feel, how it feels where you feel it. Listen to your body to see what it needs or wants from practice today. We'll come into a neutral spine position. And again, if the hands aren't already at the top corners of the mat, walk them up to the top of your mat. With the left knee and foot on the ground, stretch your right leg back behind you. Have the ball of the foot on the ground there. And press the hands down and forward as you press the right heel back. Breathe and stretch into the back of the right leg. For you. And after another breath, switch to the other side. And when you're ready, we'll meet in downward facing dog. You can pedal the feet from side to side. Again, noticing what you feel, how it feels, where you feel it. Claw the fingertips and primarily press the inner edges of your hands down, that base index finger knuckle. Keep it pressing into the earth. And as you press the inner edges of the hands down, the outer heels of the hands should get lighter and the arms should light up. So there's no wrist pain. There's just a lighting up in the arms all the way up into the heart. And then from the bottom of the heart center, right at the bottom tips of the shoulder blades, push through the arms so much that the hips rebound higher. And now press your thigh bones up to the sky. You can even lift your heels to press your thigh bones up. And keeping your thigh bones pressing up, let the heels release. Lift the left heel, look forward, exhale, catch your lunge. Spin the back heel to the ground and inhale for warrior two. Stretch your stance and then activate your legs, ignite your legs by pulling your feet towards each other. You feel the legs light up. And with the legs bright, reach the left fingertips back like rays of light through your left fingertips touching the wall behind you. And as you reach back, leg deeper, slide the palate back. One more breath, bend 1 more inch, guide the front knee open. Now I'm going to touch your back arm. There you go. On the exhale, pass through lunge. Breath ignites the heart. The indwelling splendor illuminates the mind and the body. And here in this gift of embodiment, we have an opportunity through the practice of yoga to reflect and emanate light. So Cancer is the season of reflection, so that Leo season can be the season of emanating light. The deeper the reflection, the brighter the light you cast. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Look forward, exhale, catch your lunge. We'll take back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior. Stretch your stance, go like a little outside your comfort zone, and then lift the legs by pulling the feet towards each other. And with the legs strong, send rays of light back through your right fingertips, connect to the wall behind you. And now bend the front leg deeper and deeper. Squeeze the front heel in as you guide the front knee open. Reach back, bend 1 more inch. On your exhale, pass downward facing dog. Push through the inner edges of the hands to lift through the outer hips. As you push through the inner edge of the right hand, through the left heel. As you push through the inner edge of the left hand, ground through the right heel. On your inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Locate your strap if you have one. Let Melissa know if you need one. We're going to pivot to the left for the wide-legged forward fold. And in the forward fold, we're going to take a shoulder stretch. So you can either take the strap behind your back or interlace your hands behind your back. The strap is there to give you the space required so that with the hands joined together, either to each other or the strap, the shoulder blades can be together. And then keeping the shoulder blades together, again, ignite the legs. Pull the feet towards each other so the legs engage. And as you pull the feet towards each other, anchor the tailbone down and spine. Shoulder the elbows and try to pull the hands apart. And on your inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, half lift, the chest lifts and opens. Exhale, fold, head heavy, let the arms be heavy overhead like wet branches. Keep the heels heavy and play with leaning a little bit more into the balls of your feet. And can you spread the little toes like rays of light? On the exhale, release the strap. Turn the right knee and toes through lunge. Take a big step forward and up, supported warrior 3. So your blocks come in front of you. Turn your back toes in. Forward, and as you pushing through the blocks, you leg. On your exhale, take a big step back to lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up, crescent lunge. Scooch the ball of the back foot back, back, back. Bend the front leg deeper, knee over the ankle. Heel, knee, and thigh to the sky. And as you light the back leg up, heel lifts, knee lifts, the front thigh can descend. On your next exhale, pass through your lunge. Feel what you notice, especially any newfound space. On your inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Pivot to the right for the wide-legged forward fold. Find your strap. We'll take the shoulder stretch. If you're gonna do shoulder stretch without the strap, Try interlacing your hands your second favorite way. So the opposite little fingers and thumbs are on the outsides. Lift and spread your toes. Kala, turn your toes a smidge. Yep, just a smidge. You got it. And as you lift and spread the toes, pull your feet towards your legs, ignite from the ground into the hips. And as the energy rises up the legs, lean into the balls of your feet and press your thigh bones back. Hug the shoulder blades together. Can you bring your hands closer? No more than no more than hips width apart. Shoulder width apart if you can stand it. And as you fold between the legs, anchor the tailbone down and let the head be heavy. So the tailbone anchoring and the head releasing creates extraordinary traction through the spine. On your exhale, gently release the hands. Turn your left knee and toes through lunge. Bring your blocks. Take a big step forward and up. Supported warrior three. So beneath your shoulders. Flex the back. Turn the back toes in. Dial the back toes in even more. Wrap the right hip towards the floor. And as the right hip wraps towards the floor, you okay? Sorry, I mean to spook you. So I'm supposed to say before I touch. Tack the left hip back. Noelle, I'm about to touch. It's gonna feel like when you square the hips, it's gonna feel like you're coming out of the pose. That's okay. You're orienting yourself to the power of your center. And now, rather than lifting the back foot, the back hip, just lift the back thigh to the sky. Push up into my hand. Yes, feel the difference? On your exhale, big step back to lunge. Feel both feet on the ground. Inhale, rise. Pull your front foot and outer hip crease back, and then lift the back heel, knee, and thigh high. Light up the back leg. Reach and emanate through the fingertips. Bend the front leg deeper as the fingers touch the sky. Exhale to plant your hands. Downward facing dog. Find your breath and linking breath, movement, inhale to plank. Exhale, style of you, Chaturanga Dandasana towards the earth. Inhale for cobra. Exhale for downward dog. Follow your breath. Press the inner edges of the hands down. So there should be absolutely no space between the index finger, knuckle, and the mat. Claw your fingertips. Light up your hands. It'll light up your arms. Inhale to plank. Light up your legs like the back leg in lunge, like the back leg in warrior three. Lift the inner thighs up to the sky. Keep your head in line with your heart by looking forward. And as you keep focusing on the lifting of the legs up, exhale, bend your elbows halfway. Lift the thighs, push the arms straight as you breathe in. Exhale, bend the elbows halfway. Keep the hips and thighs lifting. Carry, lift the hips and thighs. Push the arms straight. Exhale, downward dog. That's the tapas. Find your breath. Inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, catch your lunge. Bring your blocks back in line with your mat while you're at it. Back heel to the ground. Inhale, warrior two. Front knee and toes point straight ahead. Energetically squeeze the front heel in as you guide the front knee open. Turn your back toes in a tiny bit, and now take your heel to my foot. Yes, and now squeeze the heel in, guide the knee open. Push your front leg straight. Big breath. Exhale. The floor or a block for triangle pose. Bring your hand right here for a sec and try walking your back foot back to my foot. You okay there? Brings the floor closer. Now you see how I brought the floor closer. I'm gonna take this down a notch, and you could even ditch it. Oh yeah, you could totally ditch it. There you go, gorgeous. Can I touch? Push through the legs to extend the crown. Root through the right fingertips as you emanate through the left fingertips. One more breath, like a star. And on the exhale, pass through downward facing dog. Pedal the feet a little bit. Notice the newfound space. Just gonna give them 1 degree. Find your breath. Prepare for side 2 with the inhale. Float the sky. Catch your lunge. Gorgeous. Back heel to the ground. Inhale for warrior 2. Turn the back toes in and just see that the front knee and toes point straight ahead. And as you ignite the legs by pulling the feet towards each other, squeeze the left heel in, guide the left knee open. I'm going to touch your back wrist. There, yes. Yeah, that's more centered. Feel the difference? Less weight in the front leg. Push the front leg straight. Exhale, triangle. Maybe scooch that back heel a little bit more to the back of your mat. It brings the earth closer. And then ignite the legs by pulling the feet towards each other, drawing the kneecaps up. Rest the shoulders back, the head back, and from the depth of your being, the core of your pelvis, push down through your legs, and the energy rebounds up and out through the spine and the crown. And as you lean back on your shoulder blades, push through your left fingertips into the block or into the earth in order to emanate through the right fingertips. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths. And at the bottom of the exhale, pass through lunge and take it back to downward facing dog. Find your breath. Inhale to plank. Shrug the shoulders, press the inner edges of the hands down. Lower just the left knee. And keep the right knee and thigh lifting as you exhale, bend the elbows halfway. Good, push the arms straight. Make the left leg straight. Lower the right knee. Shrug the shoulders, claw the fingertips as you exhale. Reach your heart forward as you bend your elbows halfway. Awesome, Sarah. Inhale the arms straight. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank. Keep the knees and thighs halfway. The fronts of the shoulders stay lifting. Inhale the arms down. And linking breath and movement. Inhale to lower chaturanga or bypass. Inhale for cobra. Cobra dog, up dog if you feel ready. Press the tops of your feet down. Keep the legs bright. Hug the outer heels to the midline as you flick the toenails down. And on your exhale, downward. In and back now. Are you doing that for a shoulder thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you have a shoulder thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But it's like you're really open. So if you want more, you're just going to start bringing your hands closer and closer towards each other and closer to your hips. Okay. Invitation, not an obligation, especially if you're tending a shoulder. Don't do that. On the inhale, float the right leg to the sky. With your exhale, catch your lunge. On your inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. As you exhale, huge forward, cross left, right thigh for pigeon chair. Bend your standing leg, sit deep into chair pose. Can interlace your hands behind your head. Hug the outer shoulder blades in, flex your left foot, and as you sit back, press your head back. Feel the upper back muscles ignite as the chest, the lungs open. Reach the arms up, stand tall, plant the left foot, and with your right hand, hold your left wrist, reach up and over to the right, send your hips to the left, breathe into the left waistline. Inhale, reach up through center. Exhale, bend your legs, fingertips down, step your left foot back to the lunge, spin your back heel to the ground, Bring your right forearm to your right thigh and reach your left arm overhead for Parsvakonasana, extended side angle. You can sort of slide that right elbow inside your right thigh to press arm into leg, leg into arm. You might bring right fingertips to the floor or a block. As you inhale, pull the feet towards each other, and with the legs strong and bright, as the exhale comes, lean back on your shoulder blades. Yes, and reach the left arm even longer, like a huge solar ray through the fingertips. Exhale, pass through your lunge. Downward facing dog. The breath ignites the heart. The splendor of the heart flows through every fiber of your being. With an inhale, float your left leg to the sky. With your exhale, catch your lunge. Inhale to reach the arms up. With your exhale, big step forward, cross ankle over thigh, sit deep into pigeon chair. Can reach forward at first as you send your hips back to side, a kind of counterbalance. You can stay there or maybe interlace the hands behind the head. Draw the shoulder blades together, and as the shoulder blades come together, push your head back into your hands. Sit a little deeper, head back. Inhale, stand tall. Feet hips width in parallel, left hand holds the right wrist, reach up and over to the left. Breathe into the right waistline. As you root through the right leg, send your hips more to the right as you reach more to the left. Inhale, rise up through center. Exhale, bend the legs, fingertips touch the floor. Big step with your right foot back to lunge, back heel to the left forearm to left thigh, right arm overhead, Parsvakonasana. We want to try to get the top of that front thigh parallel to the earth. That means walk your back foot back, Jay, you're good. Walk your back, pull your feet towards each other, and the legs ignite. That's the tapas. It's like building the ritual fire from the ground of your being. And then it's like light and smoke goes out through your right fingertips. It rises up and out. Push through your legs to extend through the right fingertips. Press left arm into leg, leg into arm, and lean back. Open the heart towards the sky. One more breath, bend one more inch. And with your exhale, pass through the lunge. Downward facing dog. On your inhale, find plank. Glue the index finger knuckles to the mat, claw the fingertips. Let's bring the legs a little closer together, hips width. Lift the heels, knees, and thighs high to the sky. Shrug the shoulders, push through the arms and the fingertips, look forward. Lower just your right knee to the earth. Keep the left knee and thigh lifting up, bend the elbows halfway. Keep the back knee and thigh lifting, push the arms straight. Make the right leg straight. Lower the left knee. Press the right knee and thigh up to the sky. As you exhale, bend the elbows halfway. Inhale, the arms straight, both legs straight. Lift the heels up, press the knees up, lift the thighs up, look forward, exhale, bend your elbows halfway. Inhale, the arms straight, nice Casey. Exhale, downward facing dog. Whew. On your inhale, float the right leg to the side. With your exhale, pigeon. Right knee behind the right wrist, lower the back knee down, pad with a blanket as needed and desired. Tuck the back toes and get a little more weight on the outer edge of the back knee, and then pull your knees towards each other so that you feel a lift through your hips and pelvis. Bring your right hand to a block, either in front of your front leg or outside your right hip, and then bending your back leg with your left hand, find your left foot for a thigh stretch. Light up the back toes, spread the back toes like rays of light, and then turn your toes more towards the left. Left toes, yes, more to the left. And rather than pulling the back foot towards the hip, Can you pull the knees towards each other and get your back thigh to move towards your heel? One more breath. Maybe as you pull the knees towards each other, you light up the legs to reach the right arm to the sky. On the exhale, release gently, downward facing dog. Feel, breathe, notice. Breathe as the light of awareness starts to flow in you, as you, through you, from you, more deeply, more fully, more freely. On the inhale, float the left leg to the sky. Exhale to pigeon prep. Left knee comes behind the left wrist. And then organize yourself from the back leg, back knee in line with the hip. You can walk the back knee back a little. You could scooch the back knee in a little. What you want to feel is that you can tuck the back toes, and as you pull the knees towards each other, it creates a lift through the hips and the pelvis. You ignite the legs to lift the hips, and then you can square the hips. The right hip wraps forward, the left hip back. Keep that as you bring a block under your left hand, either in front of you or over to the left. And bending the back leg, right hand finds the right foot. And ignite the back foot. Spread the toes like rays of light. And those back toes, everyone, they're wanting to turn to the left. Turn your right toes out as much as you can to the right, to the right. And as you turn the right toes out, press the knee down into the left and forward to draw the left shoulder up and back. So the ways in which the way in which we ignite the foundation sort of crisscrosses the body. When you press the back knee down and forward, can you draw the left shoulder up and back? One more breath, maybe left arm to the sky. You got to use your legs to find the lift. And on your exhale, gently release, downward facing dog. Lower the knees and bring your forearms to the floor. Let's place a block between the palms. So take the block the longest way and flat, and then squeeze the block between the palms of your hands, especially those inner edges, like when the hands are on the floor. So the base of your index finger and the tip of your index finger glue into the block. No space between the tip and base of your index finger and the block. Shrug your shoulders towards your ears, shoulders over the elbows, and soften between the shoulder blades so that just like in our shoulder stretch, you feel the shoulder blades come together. The shoulder blades join together behind the heart. This holds the chest, the lungs, the heart more open. With the toes tucked, lift your knees and hips up to dolphin pose. It's like downward dog on your forearms. Squeeze the block, shrug the shoulders, look to the block, brow soft, and walk your feet towards the block. Come on to the tippiest toes, and on your inhale, nice. And then press your inseam across the room. On the exhale, float the right leg down. Inhale, left leg up. Tippy toes on your bottom foot. Flex the top foot. Turn the toes in. Dial the back toes in. Press the inner thigh across the room. Whew. And then float the left leg down. We're not done yet. Walk the feet back as you look forward. To forearm plank, lift a little bit, lift the thighs, and now reach the heart forward, walk your feet back. Reach the heart forward, press your heels back, and then as you exhale, lower the knees or come onto your belly. Enjoy your breath, the rhythmic beating of your heart. Of the light of awareness in you, as you, through you, as it emanates from you. If your head is turned to one side, you can turn it to the other side for just a couple of breaths. And then we'll meet in downward facing dog. From the upper back, right where the shoulder blades, right where the bottom tips of the shoulder blades conjoin together, push through the inner edges of the hands so much that the hips lift, then the thighs press back and the heels release. With an high, float the right leg to the sky, exhale through to pigeon prep. Bring your forearms to the floor in front of you and hug the block between the palms, just like we did before. Scoot your elbows forward and bring your shoulders over your elbows. Tuck the back toes, and as you shrug the shoulders, hug the block, lift the back knee and thigh to the sky. Lift the back thigh as high as you can, big breath in, and on the exhale, right foot meets the left foot, forearm plank. Lift the knees and thighs, shrug the shoulders, start to walk your feet towards your block. Look forward as you walk forward. Float the left leg to the sky. Flex the left foot, dial the left toes in, and press the inner left knee across the room. And ground through your right heel. Woo. Inhale, the right heel lifts. Exhale, the left foot floats down. Walk it back. Lower the knees, plant the hands, downward facing dog. Find your breath from the bottom of the heart as you exhale, root through the inner edges of the hands, even the inner edges of those outer four fingernails, press more into the earth. Keep that, and from the bottom of your heart, inhale floats the left leg straight up and back. With your exhale, catch pigeon prep. Left knee to the left wrist. And this time, bring your forearms to the floor in front of you. Hug the block between the palms. Really base and tip of the and as you hug the block, hug the elbows in, shrug the shoulders, lift the back knee and thigh high to the sky. And as the back leg lifts, big breath in. With your exhale, left foot meets the right foot, forearm plank. Be right here, breathe. As you inhale, hug the block, hug the elbows to the midline, lift the thighs. As you exhale, soften the upper back between the shoulder blades, look forward. Can you lift the inner thighs an inch and root the tailbone towards the earth, maybe quivering, maybe shaking like a leaf? Because you're an introvert in Leo season. Anyone? Walk your feet forward, dolphin. Whew. And float the right leg to the sky. Flex the right foot. Turn the toes in so much, so much, so much. And as you turn the right toes in, you internally rotate that right thigh deep in the hip socket. Squeeze the right leg more to the right. And now press your knee across the room. Yes. Exhale, float it down. Walk it back and rest. Child's pose or full pranam. Enjoy the rhythmic beating of your heart. The flow of the breath, the support of the earth beneath you. The way in which we cultivated and nurtured our connection to our ground of being, our center, our heart last month grants us the opportunity to just shine and be our brightest this month. The reflection is deep, the connection is strong. Now we shine. Okay, you can sit back on your heels, have a sip of water. We're warm, right? Even with the air conditioning going. This is great. We have plenty of space today. We're gonna go to the wall today. So take some water, take a moment, and we'll meet together with a spot at the wall. You can bring all your stuff with you. Yeah. Yeah, here. See how that looks. Just mindful of this wire. I keep meaning to. Okay. So inversions are the psychosomatic experience of standing in and on and from your heart. The heart center is the focal point. So we're going to start with L pose today. If you don't feel like inverting for any reason whatsoever, you can take child's pose. If you want something more active, you can do Vashisthasana, which is less of an inversion. And if you don't mind inverting, but you want something less active, you could do legs up the wall. This also counts as an inversion. Okay? Everyone else, we're going to come into tabletop against the wall. And then just take your hands a little bit forward of your shoulders, just a little. Have the inner edges of your hands, so your index fingers are shoulder width apart, okay? And if you have shoulder tweaks, aches, or pains, you could take your hands just a little bit wider so that the index fingers are outer shoulder width apart. And then your index fingers are parallel to each other, fingers spread evenly, wrist creases in line with each other and parallel to the top of your mat. And the key to protecting your wrists from aches and pains is the engagement of the upper back. So as you inhale, shrug your shoulders, keep the side body long, and as you exhale, soften right between the shoulder blades. The other key to protecting your wrists is that the weight needs to be on the inner edges of the hands, not the outer edges. So the inner edges press down and the outer heels of the hands get lighter. And as you claw your fingertips, you should even feel a space right under the center of your palms. Claw your fingertips, and just like we have arches, can you feel the center of the palm lift? Keep that. Bend your elbows directly out to the sides, like you're trying to elbow the person on either side. And can you feel the shoulder blades engage more? Can you feel that in your shoulders? Keep the shoulder blades just like that as you push the arms back towards straight. Lift the knees and hips up towards downward dog. It'll feel like a tight dog, I know. Take your heart towards the wall, push the hands down, and take one foot hip height, just hip height, no higher. Push that foot through the wall to lift your other foot up hip height. And as you push your legs straight, heart towards the wall, hips towards the sky. It's called L pose. Press the inner edges of your hands down. Find your breath. Make your arms straight. Make your legs straight. One or two more of the deepest, fullest breaths. I'm going to touch. And on an exhale, come down, rest in child's pose. We'll check in. Questions? Comments, concerns, conundrums? This is the song why I played this playlist today. Questions? How did the wrists do? Okay? So we're going to do L pose again. And this time, Camden could be demonstrative. Are you okay, Camden? Yeah. Come into your L pose. And I don't want to block anyone from seeing. Gorgeous. The hands are spectacular, pressing through the inner edges of the hands, and the more you press through the hands, the more the hips will lift. And now, Camden, just take one leg to the sky. It's like warrior three upside down. Turn those top toes in a lot. And as you push your bottom leg through the wall, nice. See her get bigger inside. Turn your back toes in more. And as you press the bottom leg through the wall, try to reach your top inner thigh across the room. Towards the door more. The door that you came in. Yeah, but keep turning your toes in. Yes. Turn the toes in. Yes. And rest. Fucking awesome. So it's warrior three upside down. I feel like that's what the next 100 or so days are gonna be like, at least. Warrior three upside down, standing in and on and from our hearts, no matter what, at all costs. We must sustain our awareness of and our connection to our hearts. It's like the heart is what reminds us what is worth fighting for. And then that's the spirit of the warrior, that steady gaze inward as we stretch our values out into the world. We gotta be able and willing to stand in and on and from the heart, just like that. High five, air high five. So we'll do one side and we'll rest, because that's really important, and then we'll do the other side and rest, and then maybe we'll try to just go both legs up, fully upside down. We'll see what we have time for. Okay, so warrior three upside down. We'll come into L pose. And there's like, you could just tweak your foundation a little bit. It makes a big difference. So if you feel like you're a little bit out on a limb once you get up there, maybe, this is unlikely, you want your hands a little closer to the wall. If it feels a little tight or claustrophobic, you might actually want your hands a little further out. I recommend bending the elbows out to the sides to get the shoulder blades together first. So you really seal that connection to the heart. And then keeping that connection, push the arms straight without losing the connection to the heart. Lift the knees and hips up, 1 foot hip height, other foot hip height, arm straight, leg straight. Awesome, Yohav. Press the inner edges of the hands down. And then once you press your feet through the wall, push through the hands to lift the hips. Stretch one leg to the sky. Just note which leg you choose. Turn those toes in. And as you press the bottom leg through the wall, reach your top leg across the room. From the inner thigh more than the foot. Turn the toes in and take the inner knee and thigh across the room. Push through the arms. One more breath. And then exhale, slowly lower down and rest. Regroup, re-regulate, collect yourself. Breath to heart, heart to mind, mind to body. Starting to like see the lights, your halos. You have to do that like magic eye thing. Yeah, and then you can see it. Questions before we do the second side?
We have time to rest.
Will there be time to rest? These days? What do you think? No, there will be. We must rest. We must have time for rest. For sure. And I joke, semi-joke, like by the end of the resting pose is called Shavasana. So my job / your job, our job together is like by the end of class, you should feel ready to die. That's what makes for a good Shavasana. Come into your tabletop position. Press the inner edges of the hands, glue them into the earth. Bend the elbows out to the sides to get that shoulder blade activation. Keep the connection between the shoulder blades because that's what connects you to the back of the heart and holds the front of the heart open. You can walk your hands forward a little bit and a little bit wider. Keep that as you tuck the toes. Take the hips up and back to downward dog. Lift 1 foot hip height. Find your breath. As you exhale, press the inner edges of the hands down. As you inhale, hug the hands towards each other to ignite the arms and stretch the opposite leg to the sky. Flex that top foot, flex it like you're gonna make a heel print on the sky. Turn those top toes in. Press the inner edge of the foot up and pull the outer edge of the foot down. And as you press your bottom leg through the wall, press your inner top thigh across the room. Push through the arms, breathe. One more of the deepest, fullest breaths. And on the exhale, when you're ready to rest, come down, head below the heart. Any questions on it? Okay, you can sit back on your heels. So, when we turn it around, the action of the top leg has to be steady and strong, and it's the bottom leg that's going to propel you. So that the way that you sort of safely and smoothly take yourself upside down, it's got to be more from the ground of your being than from the periphery. When we move from the periphery, the tendency is going to be that we lose control. Probably at best we just lose control, and at worst get injured. So it's really important to stay focused on your foundation, your ground of being, and your awareness of where you want to go. So pro tips for kicking up into handstand is, I'll just come right here. Is this yours? Okay. The inner edges of the hands must stay glued. The connection to the heart's gotta be clear and active. And then I push the arm straight so the upper back is engaged. And then downward dog. I'll just step in until the shoulders are over the wrist. The distance that you step in is just gonna be depending on your hamstring flexibility, but we want shoulders over wrist and then one leg up. And then I'm gonna look to where I wanna go. Look to where you wanna go. And that's actually gonna give you more upper back engagement, more heart opening, and I push off the bottom leg. So I'm not trying to get there with the top leg. I'm actually pushing off the bottom leg, okay? You push from your ground of being. It's super counterintuitive. Once you're upside down, we sort of kind of lose connection, our awareness gets scrambled. It's called proprioception. But when we focus, when we give ourselves time to play with going upside down, to be upside down, it's actually going to sharpen your proprioception. So you kind of have to go through the scramble to get like the sharpness. I'm going to talk you through it. If you know it and love it, you're free, do your thing. And if it's new to you, we'll do what I like to call jumping dogs. So one leg up, and this is your warrior 3 leg. I dial the toes in, I hug the back leg straight and strong to the midline. Nothing changes in my warrior 3 leg. I'm gonna go 1, big breath in, exhale 2, big breath in, exhale 3. Woo, I didn't even mean to get there. I wasn't even intending to do handstand, but that bottom leg just popped me to the wall. You could do legs up the wall. You could do child's pose. You can meditate, do pranayama. This is your practice. Handstand. I'll talk you through it. Tune me out. If you're doing your own thing in handstand, tune me in. Otherwise, you could be, I was kind of far from the wall. You could be about like 4 inches or so from the wall. Spread the fingers. Glue the inner edges of the hands down. Bend your elbows straight out to the sides to get that upper back engagement. Nice, Shoshi. Keep the upper back engaged as you push the arms straight and look to the wall. Tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips up. Try not to lose the upper back engagement. Lift your heels up, look to the wall, and step your feet in just until your shoulders are directly over your wrists. Float one leg to the sky. Pause, flex the foot. Turn the toes in, Big breath in, bend your bottom leg. Exhale, hop off the bottom foot. Keep the top leg straight and strong like warrior three. Big breath in, exhale, jump off the bottom foot. Big breath in, land, bend the bottom leg. Exhale, spring off the bottom foot. And rest. Just notice what side you did. Is there anyone you feel like you could help? Is there anyone you saw that you felt like you could help? Yeah. Okay. We're going to do the other side in just a moment. On your mark, get set. Then we're going to check in. Does it feel different, Casey? Yes. Do you have water? Okay. Second side, so we'll come into tabletop, facing the wall. Press the inner edges of the hands down. Bend the elbows out to the side to engage the upper back. Shoulder blades come all the way together. Yes. Keep that as you push the arms straight. Look to the wall, tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips up. Look to the wall, lift the heels and walk it in just until your shoulders are over your wrist. Then extend the other leg to the sky. That's your warrior three leg. Flex the foot, turn the toes in. Look to the wall, big breath in, bend the bottom leg. And as you exhale, push from the ground of your being. Pause, bend the bottom leg, look to the wall. As you exhale, push from your ground of being. Nice. One more time on your own from your ground of being. Everything else steady and strong. And rest. And it's just organizing ourselves around the actions. That's what gets us there. Let's be clear about that. It's not about the form. It's about the actions that organize us around standing in and on and from the heart. Then all else is coming. Anyone feel really lost? Because I can show you something pretty cool. What? On the second side. Isn't that so? It's like this is the year that we only do the second side because that's what this year requires. Can I get like a volunteer who feels like they're not quite there, but they want to be there? If not, I'll use Melissa or Camden. Okay, I'll show on Camden. Is that okay? Just come into your handstand prep facing the wall. So this is a way that Melissa and I can help you. You can come into your downward dog and then walk it in and just extend one leg up. So this is the warrior three leg, and it's so hard to keep this leg in your like unwavering warrior three. Other side. Switch your mind. That's okay.
It felt weird on the second side. So.
Yeah. So the tendency is that this leg tries to take over because it thinks it's closer to the finish line, and that's never going to help you. It's got to be like grassroots, organized movements. Catch my drift. Sorry. But like really, I always take the outer world in and I take it to heart in such a deep way that like, what do we need to cultivate in ourselves in order to like reflect that, to emanate that into the world? Sorry, so whichever leg up. So I'm gonna help Camden sustain this warrior three leg. So rather than her taking this to the wall, I'm saying, Camden, push into my hand. Yes. And she floats with the other leg. Can you believe that? Effortless. All I had to do is help her be warrior three in this leg, and she floats into her upside down posture. So we can help you do that. I'm happy to come around and help you do that. It feels like way less effort. If it's new, it'll still feel a little scary. I think we have to be really good this year about being kind of scared and like not letting that shut us down from standing in and on and from our hearts, like no matter what. And I think that cultivating inversions this season, this time of year for this year, is going to really help us feel bold and brave and unwavering connection to the heart. So it's an invitation, not an obligation. There are many ways to practice that, not just handstand. But if you want help getting into handstand, we have time and we're here to help. So how about this? L pose if you have no interest but you have more stamina. handstand, if you can do handstand, no problem. Then your play is trying to bring one leg. I'm just going to pop in between you all. If you can do handstand, no problem. I just realized my mic is getting messed up. I hope that's not a problem for the folks at home. So warrior 3 leg. Sorry, I'm on fast forward. Okay. And now I'm going to keep one heel at the wall and bring one foot towards the floor. One heel to the wall, one foot towards the floor, and see if you can hover. So you come down slow. In between, there's also legs up the wall, or child's pose, and me and Melissa coming around to help you do inversions. So there's a menu. Call us over if you want help. So start to prepare yourself for the thing that suits you today in today's practice. And if you're coming into L pose and you want help pressing up, call us over. Wherever you are, however you choose to be, make it an offering to the breath. The breath, nice Noelle, the breath that connects you to your heart. And wherever you choose to be in that variation, can you allow yourself 3 to 5 of the deepest, fullest breaths? To be there and breathe, wherever you are, to be fully present in it. Breathing through your nose as best you can. Again, calling me over if you want help. Oh, you're so close. Do you want help? You're not far. No, you're so. Do you want help? I don't.
Yeah, I'm kind of, no, I've been,
Okay.
it's been a long, long time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, whenever you're ready. You're very close. Yeah. Okay. Whenever you've had 5 good breaths in the variation of your choice, we'll meet in legs up the wall. So you can come on to the right edge of your mat, all the way over to the right edge of your mat with your right hip. So your right hip is on the right edge of your mat, and you lay on your side and you scooch your tushy all the way into the wall, and then roll onto your back to take your legs up the wall. We're going to do inverted bridge pose. This is one of my favorites. And sort of so be like kind of near the center of your mat. You can scooch yourself as needed. Tush as close to the wall as you can with the legs straight up. Bend the elbows alongside the waist, and as you press your elbows down, lift your chest up, and as the chest lifts, can you sort of carve the shoulder blades together so that they come right together behind the heart center. Pubic bone towards the wall, thighs press into the wall, heels press into the wall. And now bend your legs the bare minimum to bring the soles of your feet to the wall. Just enough that the soles of the feet come to the wall, hips width apart and parallel. Push your feet into the wall. Press the center back of your skull down and ever so slightly lift your chin to open your throat. And as you press the center back of the skull down, press the elbows down energetically without moving your feet. Drag your feet down to lift your hips up. You can maybe bring the palms of your hands to the back of your hips or waist. Push your feet into the wall and energetically drag the feet down to lift the hips higher. Notice if the chin pulled down, lift the chin, open the throat, press the center back of the skull down, and maybe you can wriggle the shoulder blades in a little bit deeper. The base vertebra of your neck, that's called like C6 and 7, that should not be pressing into the floor. If so, release your hips, press your elbows down more, press the head in, like you're trying to push the back of your head downstairs, And can you engage the upper back so much that the shoulder blades draw in deeper? On an exhale, slowly lower your hips towards the floor, legs up the wall, and press the thighs into the wall and the heels into the wall. This is a stage 2 forward bend. It's like an inverted Dundee. Bend the legs and roll to your side. Your right side, press through the arms. And come all the way into downward facing dog, not too close to the wall. Full downward dog. Pedal the feet a little bit from side to side. Notice any changes, any newfound space. I think as we set up this month, we'll have Camden set up the mat there, and then we can set up the other mat so it's already at the wall. Does that sound good, Camden? Less commotion. Walk your hands halfway back. Meet yourself in the center. Bow to your heart. Bow to your indwelling light. I think I mentioned it last week, but in case that was Wednesday and not Sunday, I just love Sanskrit terminology so much because the words hold such depth of meaning. And one of the is Vasudeva, and it means the indwelling light of the heart. The indwelling light of your heart is the source and presence of the divine. Heel toe your feet about as wide as the mat and turn your toes out, bend your legs, and get your knees to track in the same direction as your toes and sort of wedge your elbows right in between your thighs. Hands in prayer, press the fingertips into each other so you feel that little space between the center of the palms. And as you inhale, reach the heart forward, and as you exhale, sit deeper. Press arms into legs and hug legs into arms. Lift the heart, sit deeper. How low can you go? Press arms into legs, hug legs into arms, reach the heart forward and up. And as you exhale and shake it out, you can sit up on a little bit of support here. And Camden, can you come back to the center? You can sit on a blanket, have your block and your strap handy. And turn to face, let's have, I guess everyone on the long sides of the room turn to face the front of the room. And everyone in back, you can actually face the front of the room too, you just have to stagger with your friends. So we're gonna take the legs out 90 degrees. Manually widen your butt cheeks so that you feel your weight is more evenly distributed between your sitting bones. So again, you could be sitting up on your blanket here. I'm just being a poor demoer. Especially if you feel like you're rolling back towards your tailbone and the pubic bone is lifting up, then you want to sit up on a little more support so that your pubic bone can root down. Fold your blanket like lift. You can be right at the edge of the roll, right at the edge of the blanket lift so that you're kind of almost falling off of it. That'll help too. We're gonna take the left hand underneath the left knee and lift the left knee up and guide the left heel to the left groin. So it's left heel to left groin, not left heel to right groin, not like tree pose. We're gonna do Janu Sirsasana, Parivrtta. If this is yucky on your knee, you could also just keep your leg extended. That's totally fine too. So bend the leg in. We're gonna take a block inside the leg, the long leg, and the strap across the ball of the right foot. And hold both sides of the strap in your right hand to start. Be as close to the foot as you can hold. You're fine. Hold the strap as close to the foot as you can, and then turn the palm up and bend the elbow so that you can draw the right shoulder blade towards the spine. Can you feel that? So the right shoulder blade slides towards the midline, towards the spine. And keeping that, bend your elbow to the block. So you can slide the block to wherever the elbow wants to go towards the floor, and lift the floor up to meet the elbow. Now, take both sides of the strap with your right hand as well, left hand. And with your right hand, you're gonna hold the big toe side of the strap, and with your left hand, you're gonna hold the little toe side of the strap. Bottom hand holds the big toe side, bottom hand. Top hand comes around to the little toe side, pull on the strap, and as you press the bottom elbow down, open the top elbow up. Whew. Take that top elbow, give yourself as much slack as you need to open the elbow to the sky. As you inhale, pull on the strap. As you exhale, turn open, heart towards the sky. And you take that the top elbow up and back. Give yourself slack, elbow up and back, pull on the strap, back, top elbow up and back, and maybe look up underneath your top arm. Press the pubic bone down, press the left sitting bone down, pull on the strap. Stay here, but guide both ends of the strap into the bottom hand, and from the right waistline, from the left waistline, extend through your left fingertips, reach past your bottom foot. Turn your palm to the sky, and with the top arm, make a big rainbow across the sky, come all the way up. So that's your QL. Did you feel that? Okay, second side. Extend your left leg out. We'll take the block inside the left leg, take your hand up to the right knee and lift it up and in. Unless you have knee stuff, you can keep it extended if you prefer. Manually widen your butt cheeks. You want to be up on as much support as you need to feel like the low back is drawing in and up, not dropping back and down. So the low back's not, you should be able to feel like if there's vertebra popping out back there, you need to sit up on more support until those vertebra come in. Take the strap across the ball of the left foot. Take both sides of the strap in your left hand. Bend the elbow, draw the shoulder blade up and back. Keep the shoulder blade up and back, and then bend the elbow and guide the block so that the elbow lands on the block. Hold as close to the foot as you can. The left hand holds the side of the strap. The right hand's gonna reach for the little toe side of the strap. And as you inhale, pull on the strap, draw the shoulder blades together. As you exhale, press the bottom elbow down and back, open the top elbow up and back. So you have the strap there for the slack, whatever slack you need. As you inhale, pull on the strap. As you exhale, bottom elbow down and back, top elbow up and back. Turn your heart towards the sky. Look up underneath your top arm. Your Shasana, it means back of the head to your knee pose. Imagine laying the back of your head onto your knee. And now feed both sides of the strap into the bottom hand and reach that top arm past your toes. Press the pubic bone down, the right hip down, the left sitting bone down. Reach, reach, reach. Stretch and turn the top palm to the sky. And as you inhale, reach up and back. That's the one I wanted to get to last week. Bend the bottom leg in. Stretch your legs out, give them a little shake. Turn to face long ways on your mat, either direction. Scooch your tush towards your heels and come onto your back carefully. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a sweet, loving embrace. Take your arms out in cactus, feet to the floor, cross your left leg over your right leg, and scooch your butt to the left, knees to the right. Chaturanga Parivartanasana, supine twist. If you prefer windshield wiper, that's fine too. It to the breath. Let breath and gravity on your inhale, draw your legs up through center. Shift the hips to neutral. Cross the left leg. Is that true? Right leg over the left leg. Scooch butt to right, knees to left. Spinal twist. And as you take the knees to the left, keep the right shoulder grounded for the supine twist. Inhale the legs through center. Stretch your legs out long and reach your arms overhead. If you're near the wall, you can push into the wall. It actually feels really good to push into a boundary like that. So use it if it's within reach. Find your breath and take a slow, deep breath in. Feel the inhale from bottom to top. Let it percolate inside. And as you exhale, feel the exhale from top to bottom. 2 more times, Supta Urdhva Hastasana. Deep breath in, full breath in. Find and feel your fullness and let it pour out of you. And with the inhale, the breath ignites the heart. And as you exhale, the light of the heart emanates from inside out in all directions, bathing in breath, bathing in the light of the heart. With the exhale, the next one, hug your knees in towards your chest. You can give yourself an embrace, find happy baby if you like, thread the arms between the legs and hold the outer ankles or edges of the feet, and gently rock from side to side in whatever way feels good. And as you do so, take a moment to scan your body with your awareness to see, are there any final poses, movements, or adjustments that you need or want to make in order to feel completely prepared to fully and deeply relax for Shavasana, the pose of the corpse. Give yourself everything you need, everything you can, in order to seek stillness, so that you might not need or want to fidget. You can add or remove layers, add or remove props. And spread yourself out on the altar of the earth. Make of yourself the sweetest, wholehearted offering to the altar of the earth. Look for your breath. And allow the currents of your breath to lead you into the sacred hub of the heart. And take refuge in the presence of this indwelling light. Take refuge in the indwelling light of the heart. Like sunbathing in your interior landscape. The heart is the inner sun. And similar to our outer sun, it's difficult to see the heart, to see the sun. And the way we see our sun is by seeing everything that its light touches. So too the heart. And so with eyes closed, inwardly bathe in the light of the heart. And if and when the mind wanders, return to the breath. Again and again, let the currents of the breath lead you to the light of the heart. Invite a deeper breath in and a longer breath out. As you deepen the breath deepens you. The breath ignites the heart, and the indwelling splendor of your heart illuminates and inspires the faculty of your mind, the agency of your body, illuminates you from inside out and emanates from inside out in all directions. Imagine this indwelling light in the center of your chest, emanating through every single pore on the surface of your skin in all directions, penetrating darkness. Let the spirit that you are begin to very gently awaken the body that you have, wiggling your toes, your fingers, stretching through your arms and your legs. With the eyes still closed, a steady gaze inward. As the spirit that you are awakens the body that you have, allow the body that you have to embrace and affirm and adorn the spirit that you are, literally wrapping yourself around yourself, containing this indwelling light and allowing it to shine fully, brightly, brilliantly in you, as you, through you. When you're ready, you can bend the legs and feel both feet on the ground, and with the eyes still closed, that steady gaze focused on the indwelling light, take a moment to call yourself down to earth, a moment to call yourself back to reality. With the steady gaze inward, a moment to contemplate the ways in which you stretch your practice of yoga into the activities of your daily life, with an intention to be your brightest, to allow the indwelling light to emanate fully in all you do. Imagine that. Your power and potential to bring your light, to cast your light in a time of so much darkness. Staying connected to the indwelling light, gently roll to one side. As you're ready, press through your arms. Find your way into a comfortable seated posture with the eyes closed and the hands joined together before the heart. Once again, in Anjali Mudra, a gesture of sincere self-reverence that recognizes and honors the indwelling light of the heart, and a gesture that courageously offers this light before us as a guide and an offering in all we do. In so doing, casting more light into the world. As you bow to your heart, with all my heart I bow to the splendor in each of you. May it guide us all in all we do. Thanks so much, everyone. Thanks for your time, your practice, your presence. Thanks for all that you are and all that you do every single day. Enjoy this Leo season. Hope to see you. We have the next construction project. I don't know when it's starting. It should be very contained to the downstairs studio, so hopefully little to no disruption in classes next round. Entering Mercury retrograde soon, so I'm just trying to accept the timeline of things. Renovations are good retrograde projects, but communications and whatnot can get hairy. So bear with us if you have requests, suggestions, feedback. We have a box at the little sink area downstairs. We'd love to hear from you. What do you want? What do you like? What do you not like? Always taking feedback. And we'll be working on adding some new classes to the schedule in the fall and winter as that studio begins to take shape. Thank you. Did you fall asleep? There's some new ones coming out over here. This side looks a little better. Pretty good, yeah. I boldly saw my parents recently, who I'm estranged from, and I feel like I just lost a week of my life recovering. Yeah. Just we were kind of in the area with the kids, and like I would like my kids to have their own memory of them so that there's like not so much mystery and question marks like I have with some of my grandparents' stuff. If I like, it would never have happened if it was premeditated. We just like unexpectedly kind of happened to be in the area, and I was like, "Do you want to see my childhood home?" And they were like, "Yeah."
And they've like never met you?
Theo when he was little and too young to remember, and G when she was an infant. Yeah. So my psychic died, but the last time I saw her, I was like telling her that I was contemplating a visit, and she was like, "No, don't do that." And now I see why she said that. It's good though. I mean, I feel like I also get really inspired when I go to my dark places. So yeah. But the family stuff. I feel like you're the third person who said family this week, and
Like, I remember, so like, when I see my dad, if I'm like staying with him or if we're like staying in the same space, I know 48 hours, we're good for 48 hours, and then that's when something comes up. So like, whenever like Biden dropped and like I was trying to talk to my dad about it, he just was like, whatever, we just got in a conflict about it, and then I was like,
was he like loving Biden?
he was just like, these Democrats should be ashamed for pushing him out, like yada yada yada. And I was like, yeah, a lot of young people don't really think that he's gonna make it. Like,
Yeah.
nothing. And he's like, they're wrong, you're wrong. I was like, what?
Couldn't even have a
I
conversation.
was like, we can have a disagreement. You're not gonna just tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And you're not gonna raise your voice at me.
Yeah, the bulldozer.
And then it just kind of like, there was a lot of tension. It was literally the night before I left. And I had to remind myself, like, well, we stopped it, so
Yeah.
cool. Also, like, it's been 48 hours, so we were due.
Yeah, yeah.
We were due for
You can like observe it all.
It's like, this is gonna be irritating for a while, and then I just have to
Let it go. Yeah.
because I'm like,
Right
that's
right
who
at
he
the
is.
mark. Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah.
So
It's a dynamic. It's exciting though. I am so impressed and excited, like thrilled about like how much energy and how quickly the energy coalesced around Kamala. It's like, especially because like her vice presidency was like not, like she was not having a compelling vice presidency, and to see in 48 hours, like that is so fast.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
it's so interesting because it's not like I'm that excited, but the feeling of knowing, like, I don't know, just the feeling of him dropping out, be like, whoa, actually, like, things can shift.
Things can
Like,
shift.
they actually can shift in some way, even if it's small, not all the way to the bottom, whatever. There was still like a feeling of like there's change.
Yeah.
Like there can be movement.
Yeah.
With the right pushing.
Yeah. Yeah, with people listening. I'm really excited. Like I was excited by the excitement, and now the excitement has me really genuinely excited for Kamala. I was like hoping for Kamala before Biden dropped. I was just like researching. Am I like still talking? I hope so.